it's quite a usual presentation of tinted in Národní filmový archiv, so I hope it will not bore the people who already knows about it very much. I wonder how many people of you have seen a real tinted print, if you can tell me, like, yeah. Thomas, like that really tinted print. You can your hand, yeah. And if you know a little bit about what we are doing or not, but this is just a presentation of RAGGI. We did not make any reconstruction. This is not a presentation about how we did historical research to make a reconstruction. There are two prints that are known about this film. There is one in CNC and one in Národní filmový archiv. They are incomplete, both of them, but we did not make a reconstruction. We wanted to make a facsimile of our prints. And there will be the Cineteca. They really wanted also to make a digital reconstruction with both print. Even if it's incomplete, it will be a little bit more complete. Here, because both print are colors, but they are not the same color, so we didn't want to mix it. We wanted to have only one print respect the material. So I will talk a little bit about how it all started, and that it's a collaboration. So we have a collaboration with Cineteca di Bologna and Museo Nazionale del Cinema in Torino, because it's a film from Ambrosio Production. So we thought it would be good to go back, that the film go back to Torino also. And we will also talk about the reparation of the film, because it was a big part of the project. And I asked Helena if she could talk about the reparation, because it was so beautiful work. And I will talk about it, because it's impossible not to talk about it. It's such a beautiful work that was made in L'Immagine Ritrovata. And they made the black and white prints, and after I will talk about the tinting, the choice of colors. So just to be brief, all the tinted films in Národní filmový archive that are in our collection, we restored so far from the 70s photochemically. So we have some prints we made in like straight in color material. And but really early we started to make real tinting. So and the experience shows that the colors last very well. So we decided to continue, because it's the best solution we found for our collections to do. And because we in the 90s the system was better, because Mr. Ledecky, who is making it, found a solution that we don't need to cut the print in different color parts in order to make the blue, the yellow, and after to edit each print. So it's not needed to cut the film anymore. So we decided it's a very efficient and beautiful way to do it. So all the tinted film in our collections are photochemically restored also now. So these are examples of films you saw probably here 2 or 3 years ago, Billy Rai and L'Avarizia. And we don't not save only the popular films, the feature films, but we also do it like that for industrial films, document, amateur films, advertisements. And of course, we prioritize the films that the degradation of color is problematic, and it needs to be done quick. the reproduction of colors is an emergency. So these are on the top. You have two examples of documentaries, and you have two big degraded films on the bottom to show you examples of what we had to deal with. Few years ago, we started to have to thought it would be nice to make collaboration with other archives, and we started with Keane, ou des Ordres et Génie, with the Cinémathèque Française, with Céline Rivaud. We decided that it's good to mix competencies, because we found the restoration very beautiful of on film stock. They made beautiful black and white print after digital restoration, actually. And so we thought that maybe for Keane it would be good to have a collaboration, that they made a beautiful black and white print and we tint it. That's how all starts with this collaboration. And all these collaborations, we do two prints in order to save the film twice in two different places. So it's better for preservation. And also it's better for diffusion, because each archive can show the prints, their home print in different places. So we work with San Francisco Silent Film Festival quite a lot. We have some projects also now. We worked with Cinémathèque Suisse, and you have seen probably Eroticon in Piazza Maggiore, I hope so. So we did the tinting also for this beautiful print. Again, what was nice, it was also that Svenska Filminstitutet has their own film lab. So it was very nice that we could also start collaboration with archives who have their lab and can this way do themselves the printing, and it was a very beautiful collaboration also. And now we have the RAGGI Zeta. And I will explain. So these are the examples of the films that were listed. And Eroticon. This is a nitrate fragment, actually, that one of the few that were preserved with colors, and that was not totally destroyed. Yeah. So RAGGI Zeta. We identified the nitrate print in Národní filmový archiv 2 years ago, and Vladimir Opiela made work to Cineteca di Bologna and say we have this print, and Marianne wrote very quickly after that there was a lot of enthusiasm. She loves this film, and she proposed a restoration in common with Cineteca di Bologna e Museo Nazionale del Cinema. Also because in Museo Nazionale del Cinema they used also to have a project with tinting. But a long time ago, and it's the person who is making it is not making it anymore. So they also have a special thing with real tinting, and Stella Dania at this moment started to be very active to make it happen also. And now it's Claudia Janet took also the project after that. So we made we wanted to have two black and white prints struck from the nitrate via black and white internegative, and after to tint both prints. So we wanted to have one print in Torino, the film go back to Torino, as I said, one in Prague, and we wanted to the Cineteca di Bologna to have also film material, so it's the internegative. And the film was, after that, also the nitrate was also scanned in order to make the reconstruction I talked about, and that was decided also later on. So the print, the nitrate print was in this shape. It was very bad mechanical shape. But besides that, there were not chemical degradation that would be very, very very bad in all the film. It was also very different from one reel to another, but otherwise it was really very complicated shape. In l'immagine ritrovata, there are goldsmiths. They are just making some work very, it's incredible. It's like if you make a puzzle, but you have to cut the pieces of puzzle by yourself to put it back. So I just wanted to show it because I think we don't show enough of repairing things in restoration. We show a lot of digital restoration, retouche, and before, after, and so on. But this is just such a beautiful work that I think it deserves to be shown because it's very precise, and it allows after that, of course, the print not to have any white part, because it's not like just a scotch that is put in, but black parts are added in order to make it better in the black and white print after that. I don't have picture of the black and white print that was made, but if you had the chance to see the movie, you can see that the blacks and the contrast and everything is very beautiful, and that the print was really really well made, and it's really a beautiful work of laboratory. So I have to say we are very happy that we had the chance to make this collaboration as if for Svenska Film Institutet, where the copy is, the print is also gorgeous. So this is something I really want to talk about, because this is so beautiful, and I wanted really to show you that. This is, I don't know, many hours of work is for that, but it's also a lot of years of experiences for the people who are working on it. So thank you for that expertise and competencies. After that, we have to make a color selection. The thing for we had 4 colors plus the color of the intertitles. I thought the intertitles would be more reddish, but they were actually quite orange. I have to watch how it looks like. It looks like okay in the projection. Yes, and this time we had a little bit more difficulties with to find the right colors than usually. For example, here we had a degradation, but it was not. This purple was very problematic. It was different in each shot. It was really difficult to find something that would fit, and it was really difficult also to find out what degraded in which way. So we had to choose something from what we have as a possibility. Also, if you see, so on the left you have the nitrate print, and on the right you have the polyester black and white print. And we have seen that this yellowish from the intertitles, it's actually just the way the emulsion aged, and it's totally black and white. So we have seen that the emulsion is a little bit yellowish, and that it has to be, it's different. It's not that the emulsion would have been black and white. So we changed also the other the colors in the film. So this we ordered it, and it's Jan Ledecki, who has a lab in Lisa nad Labem. It's close to Prague, who is making the color for us. And after that, we control the quality and the fidelity of the colors. And here I have to say it was not maybe totally exactly as close as we are used to, because it was really difficult to find the right colors for the movie. Also because of the gray of the emulsion, but also because of special, I don't know, the colors. It was hard to find the real one. Also, we had a problem that Mr. Ledecki thought the titles were yellowish, so even if it was said they would not, so he tinted it in yellow. So we have to ask him to change it, to wash it off, and he's able to wash it actually. One shot, he can wash it away. And I don't have a picture of it, but yeah, this is a problem with the purple. The purple was very problematic because it was also very different in the perforation and inside, and we had some color that didn't fit exactly what we wanted. But on the other hand, yeah, all the purple parts were so different from each other that it was hard to find a good one. And I thought I had a picture of the title after washing, but I don't. Yes, so this is totally the usual way we do. So it's just one case, one example of what we do. I don't have a picture of the projection in carbon lamp, but I have to say, the carbon lamp projection, it makes something really different to it, and we're happy that we had the chance also to show it in the Piazzetta for the people who had the chance to see both in both projections. You can see the difference quite well. It's beautiful in both cases, but in the carbon lamp, it really gives something more, and it's vibrating. And the projection of RAGGI Zeta on Wednesday was really beautiful. So this is also, and projection is restoration, of course, also. I didn't show you before, so this is another film, but this is the way we don't need to cut the in between two colors. I wanted to show you, and this is also like this is another movie, but yes. So this is the way it can be done without any splice and going from a color to another. We don't know how it is made. This is the secret of Jan Ledecky. We wish we would know. We wish we will know, because it's problematic. But now I have also the opportunity to say that it's not only in Prague that people are tinting films. There is also people in Japan making it, and in UCLA, not in UCLA, but in Los Angeles, there is also they are also making tinting. They cut the film, but they are making tinting also. So I'm very happy about that, because this is really a good thing, because I really feel that you feel you have another perception. And most importantly, what is important with the tinting is the black and white, because thanks to the tinting, you respect the blacks from the film print. Actually, you respect the white from the. You don't have the feeling that when you have something that is tinted, you don't know if it's tinting or toning. In this project, we didn't have any tone to make. We can make tone only the brown, the blue, and the green. Other colors are difficult to make or impossible because it's toxic. You cannot make the reddish one because it's uranium, so it's not possible to make some toning. Toning you cannot wash. You have to for the toning you have to it's an experiment each time, because you never know how the new material emulsion will react. So you have to make tests with the same emulsion, with the same film material, because from if you take Orvo or Kodak, it can be different, but if you take Orvo of this year and Orvo of last year, it's different. And we're happy we work on polyester, because in acetate it was problematic with, it was acid, and it was complicated, according to Ledecky, to make the right colors applied properly in acetate. So this is this is just how we made it. Now we still have to make a documentation for it because it was ready just before the festival. So we make the spectrometric measurement of both prints. We write on the decisions about the choice of colors, the problems we had, that we had to wash one shot, the result, or we are happy or unhappy with the result. So it has to be written on everything, and comparison pictures, which would be better quality than what I made, just like that, with appropriate, the same kind of the photography made with the same appareil. And after that, we write also who is involved in the project. And so I really thank, again, not only the festival, because the festival is always wanting to show some tinting prints. I'm very happy that it's for this, like it's years now that we were able to show our work. It's not for us not only important because it's our work, but because we really feel that that the more you see real tinting, of course it's not nitrate, of course it's not carbon lamp all the time, of course it's not exactly the same. It's not like if I would show you a nitrate print, because the nitrate bit is original. It has it is more sharp. It has other contrast. But for the color and for the black and white, I really think it was to make it. It doesn't mean that other we have seen beautiful Japanese collection with wonderful reproduction of colors, and also the thing with the tinting is that you cannot reproduce the degradation of the color. And sometimes I like also to see the degradation of the color. If you have seen the Komiya collection programs, there are such beautiful degradation of colors, like polarization, and this it's not possible to see. So it's not that it's better or something, but it's different approach. And as we have no other possibility in our work as archivists to do anything else than reproduction, that we cannot show the original items on screen, we have to find solutions that may be all different, but that can complete each other in order to have an idea of what was the film, and to also enjoy that these are traces of what was. So this is just one of the options. But it's good that it does exist as well as the other ones. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. If you have some questions, I want to thank again the Cineteca di Bologna and Museo Nazionale del Cinema, because was the first time we make a 3 partnership, but it was very nice. And so we have 3 materials, so thank you very much to them, and thank you for your attention. So if you have any questions.
How you measured? I see the spectrometric characteristic. Which way you measure it? Which equipment in which way?
Yes.
And how you interpreted that? It means that how useful was that?
Okay. This is Jan Ledecky, who is making the tinting, that is making the spectrometry. And before he made only the RGB measurements, but now we asked for more precise spectrometry for all the spectrum, and not only because we knew, thanks to Uli Rödel, for example, that it's worth to have a more precise spectrometry. So I don't have here any examples of. We have the numbers for many parts of the spectrum in order to have more to be able to have a curve. And it was, for example, very helpful for Eroticon, because we had this COVID communication last year with the colleagues, and we sent the curves, and in the lab, because there are chemicals and color experts and so on. They did an analysis that, because the fragments were so destroyed, the spectrometry was very useful and helped us to dissociate two colors that we are not sure if it was the same but degradation or not. And in this case, the spectrometry was very helpful. But I cannot tell you which equipment is using Jan Ledecky for it, because he used it home, like in the lab. But yeah, he makes all the spectrum and not only RGB. Yeah.
Core primaries.
Hmm?
Core primaries.
No, all the spectrum, yeah.
Not the core primaries.
No.
It means that every color axis it have its core primaries, or it's fit somewhere on the color gamut. And I'm interesting to see if you measure spectra, which I can't see any sense to measure it, or you just see whether this color is on the color gamut map.
No. It's not making a color game. It's making a spectrum of the. It's not after that putting it in as a comparison in the gamut to say where are the colors in the gamut. It's not making that. It's making just the spectrum curve. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Disinfection of the microphone.
Jeanne, what about the cooperation with Ledecky? How you work, I mean, not in the pandemic time, before, in the project you work with him before. Because I know that his work is quite secret. We don't know a lot. But I work also in a lab, and we are maybe on the other side. I mean, we share everything. So I don't know how it can be to work with him with the secret, how you manage the secret part of the lab, and if you have access to the lab.
No.
At all.
No, this is crazy. Yes, we have no access. The collaboration is this way that we choose the color, because before we didn't have the color charts. But when the prints arrived, we had a lot of problem to communicate what we have, no, it's not what we wanted, and yes, it is what we wanted, and so on. So to deal with that, I proposed to make a color chart that he made. So it's the thing I know he is able to make. And when we did it after, actually, the color chart grown with the project. We started one film, we wanted him to make us test for these colors. And after that, so the color charts have the name of the films for which we begin with. And it was a way to be sure that he makes the color we really want. Because before we had this, we always wanted to, 20 years ago, we wanted to have a 15% more intensive colors than it is, because it's. But after that, I checked. It's problematic very much to think that all the colors degraded it that much, because we have some nitrate print with very vivid colors, and I cannot imagine that we add automatically 15% more intensity, because it doesn't give that much sense, according to me, that all the colors degrade the same, that all the colors are each use degrades the same, each colorant degrades the same, and also each print degrades the same, because they all have different story of storages and so on, before they came to the archive. So yes, so we communicate about the color choice, and after that, sometimes we ask for some tests, that he makes some tests. When we are making the prints, usually we are making one more reel for tests. So he makes a test before on this reel, and after that, because as I said, the emulsion is different. And when it's toning, we need to have more tests, because it's really very different. And even if we do that, like the silver, it can be different from one meter to the other almost. I'm exaggerating, but it's complicated with the toning. So yeah, so we are communicating with that, and after also it's coming for the projection when we project nitrate. We screen nitrate in our archive when it's possible. We see the print together, and we decide what is problematic. It helps us because, for example, here it was not that much possible because the print is in the shape you have seen, so it's not possible to project it, to screen it. But sometimes it's very useful for the degradation, and some other times it's useful also to identify the toning, because the toning you have, for example. You have the blue toning is degrading to brown, and sometimes you see the print there and it's all look like a brown toning, and after that you watch it at the projection and you see some blue really shortly on projection, and you say, this was blue. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I think it's really admirable work that you're doing here, and I bet it's very costly. It's a more costly process to go this way, analog, and also you put in a lot of effort. I was wondering if you are also working on creating standards for digital reproduction of tints and tones, because that's something that we're working on, and where we're sort of botching it in our process and say, well, that's within range for the amber and the blue and so forth. But I was wondering if you're working on also translating this kind of specific work into a digital form, because after all, that is probably where the future and most of us will be going.
We have to diffuse our film digitally after that. So after tinting, we are using telecine to make them, and it's very complicated because in the telecine you don't see it's running, so you have to. So this is really very complicated for me. I also have to be at the telecine to make, and I really wish we would find a method to make it properly, to have the good colors. And I'm really curious of what you find out or what you found out about that, because yeah, as we are making a lot of energy on this tinting, and after it has a diffusion like in festival, in our cinema. It's not traveling that much, for example, in Czech Republic. Not that much. We have some prints are going to Karlovy Vary, but not that much. So we need also, and with the COVID also, we needed to stream. And so this is problematic part in our archive for sure, that we need to find a solution. So I would be really happy to discuss this for sure. Yeah.
Can you wear your mask correctly, please? Thanks.
I see the last evening, it was projected by a very powerful projector, which means that exposure to the film is very high, together with the ultraviolet, because the normal projectors have no ultraviolet filter. And despite what is talking, the xenon lamp have a lot of ultraviolet. So my question is, how resistive is the dye? How resistive is the dye, the core, the dye? The core, because it's projected only 5 times on some festivals and then left. And even if it's left in the Filmothèque, Then how resistive is to time? You know what I mean? To time, to oxygen, to
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
It's mean how resistive is that to the projection? Once ultraviolet of the xenon lamps, and second, how resistive is in time?
So if I understand well the question, if during time, if with a lot of projection, it's degrading or things. Experience shown that according to what we have projected, for example, the prints from the 90s, the color are still very vivid, but we didn't have the color chart at this moment, and we didn't have the spectrometry made, and this is also why we are making the spectrometry, is to check later on how all the film age. So we will be able to make a new spectrometry in 30 years and to check if it's the same, if it's not the same. It's important because it was lacking a bit, and the RGB, it's not giving enough information about that. So this is one point, and the other thing is that just for the eye, for example, there is no degradation that is visible in between the perforation and the images that is projected in the films that we have made in the 80s, in the 90s. So for the moment, we pray it's continue like that, but for the moment we have no problem of visible degradation, and we don't know about the spectrometry yet because we started to make the spectrometry this way in 2014. So it's not long enough to have a study of the aging of the colors. No, but it's the same with the nitrate, I would say. Like, it's very different from one nitrate to another. And as I say, from the 90s, we have there were some prints that were in the 90s, the prints were a lot projected, actually, because there were no digital, there were no internet streaming and stuff like that. So, and the prints are like very well for the moment. I think that we are not making like a projection each day or during the year, so it's not that. And the other thing is this method asks us to have a duplicate negative black and white. So the duplicate negative black and white, we can make a new black and white print and make new colors. The problem is the degradation of the nitrate more than the degradation of the polyester. So to be sure, that's also the reason to make the spectrometry of the nitrate. The nitrate and the polyester both should have the spectrometry in order to understand the aging of each of the material of each colors. Yes. Thank you very much.